So in worked example 18, we found the maximum and the minimum for the functions that were given. I'm using the Ti now to do the same thing. So all I've done is put the function in. We're just going to push enter on that. Okay, and let's get rid of that so you can see. That's our function. I've actually zoomed in a little bit on what you'd normally get just so that you can see a little bit more clearly where our maximums and minimums are. Now, to find the maximum and minimum, what you want to do, click on your graph and then click menu. Okay, and what you want to do here is look at analyze graph. Okay, you can see there's a minimum and a maximum. So to find the minimum, it's going to ask you for a lower bound. Select where you think the minimum is, it's about still there. So lower bound means a little bit to the left, and click there. Upper bound means a bit to the right, a bit above the minimum. So click to the right there, and it actually finds the minimum. It finds the minimum occurs at x equals 2.36 and y equals 1. Now that 1 was our minimum for the first graph. And we'll do the same thing again, maximum and minimum, find your maximum. This time, lower bound, doesn't matter which one you pick, we'll pick this, go to the left of where the top is, and then to the right, and you'll find the maximum point there. And you can see the maximum value is 5, and that's what we got in our worked example. Now, for your reciprocal graph, a quick way of doing this, to get your graph input box up, remember you can press Control and G, and that brings up your graph box up there, nice and easy, up and down. You can see that's F1 was where I put my original graph. Now F2 is going to be 1 over the top of that graph, or 1 divided by that graph. To do that, put in 1 divided by, and now click var. Now you can see I've actually stored something as A, but what we're interested in is F1, and see it comes up as an f of x, that means it's a function. So put F1 of x, it'll have brackets, put an x there, little x, so that it knows it's a function of x, just like this one, and push enter. And you can see now the reciprocal comes up. You can also see that the maximum is happening at that same point there, which was 1. We know we found that in our worked example. And to finish it off, if we want to find our minimum, hopefully we'll find that it's 1/5. So it's for that graph, the lower bound and the upper bound, and it's 0.2, 2/10, which is 1/5. So you've been able to find your maximum and your minimum for 2 graphs, the original graph f of 1 and the reciprocal graph f2, which is 1 over f1.